Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis. And now, the Outriders.
Hello, Outriders, and welcome to episode 133 of the Legion Outriders podcast, a podcast devoted to Star Wars and Star Wars Legion. I'm Outrider Matt, and with me today is Dan and Dan.
Yes, and what might be one of the more confusing episodes for who's actually talking.
That's right. I am Outrider Dan over here.
No, that's all. We've got Outrider Dan and we've got Outsider Dan that's joining us on the show today. Daniel Arrecco, who has been a longtime member of our community, and we've been to a couple of tournaments out in San Diego together too. So you actually get out and
down SoCal.
He's joining us on the show today, so we're going to be talking about a bunch of fun stuff. But of course, before we get into that, we'd like to take a second to thank our Patreons that make recording and publishing the show possible. And if you'd like to become a patron, head on over to patreon.com/Legion Outriders. On today's show, what do we got, Dan? What's the preview?
Oh, we got some celebration news.
Oh, yeah, we do.
And actually related to Legion. Celebration news, that is.
That's not a Venn diagram that actually kind of overlaps very often. So that's exciting. We get to stay kind of on topic.
And we all actually got games in.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
And hey, lots of cool reveals.
We have seen the startup of the articles again on over at the home of AMG, so that's very exciting. But first, Mr. Arrecco, Outsider Dan, one of the things we do is we talk about things in the Star Wars news. And Outrider Dan will kick us off with that. How's it going, dude? What's going on?
So, like we mentioned, at Celebration, Asmodee announced that they will be present.
Yeah.
And from what they've said so far, they will have a heck of a presence, actually.
Yeah.
So on Friday, May the 27th, from 5 to 6 p.m. at the Twin Sun stage for everyone going, they're going to be having a, what's the word I'm looking for? Panel. Mm-hmm. And their little blurb here: the best place to experience the spellbinding stories and colossal conflicts of the Star Wars galaxy is your nearest table. Join 3 of Asmodee's tabletop gaming studios, which is AMG, Fantasy Flight, and Z-Man Games, as they explore the process of making Star Wars games, reveal behind-the-scenes secrets, and provide a glimpse of upcoming releases. Bring a bag, you may even leave with a few games of your own. Moderated by Asmodee's Justin Bogler. Bogler.
Well, wasn't that one of the scary things hiding in the closet in Defense Against the Dark Arts? Yeah.
Do you know who's going to be on the panel?
They just said that people from their studios, so they haven't said anyone.
I thought I had heard that Wilf Pagani, Will Schick were going to be there.
That makes sense. They're big. They're the big cheeses over there.
Maybe another one too. I'd heard that there was going to be demos for Legion out that way, but I was really surprised to see that there's going to be a panel, and that's fantastic. So I'll definitely be trying to get over there and fight everybody for the bag of swag. So.
I was about to say, so if there is a con exclusive,
right,
we're going to need you to Mission Impossible style rappel from the ceiling with the night vision, and
the descending part's okay. It's just the stopping. I feel like the line's going to snap, and I'm just going to face plant on the ground, and ambulances are involved, and it's just big embarrassing thing all the way around.
So you're going for the distraction method, while then someone else comes in and grabs the things while they're treating you. I like it.
Now I am. So that sounds way better.
So I'm hoping they're doing an exclusive model this year. Though with all the disruption of the wonderful last few years, unfortunately,
I'd be really surprised, but I'm very hopeful that would be the case, because it's always nice to get those little extra bits and what's nuts.
I'm curious because they did an alternate Vader, they did an alternate Obi-Wan, an alternate Luke. Mm-hmm. That's all the core box heroes. Mm-hmm. There's not really an alternate sculpt of Grievous out there that's worth really making an alternate thing for. So
Give us more Grievous.
Yes, more
That's
Grievous.
What I want to hear. That's what I want. Yeah.
I mean, let's blue sky this Maul, maybe Spider Legs Maul.
That was actually one of the at the 2019, I guess, celebration was actually one of those. I think it was a Gentle Giant statue with Spider Leg Maul. It was just rearing back. It was massive. It was also like hundreds of dollars, but it looked really cool. You ever been to a celebration?
I've never been.
Really?
So
that's too bad. You should go.
I know. I'm a little jealous that you're going.
Well, then again, don't be too jealous. We actually crunched the numbers on how much we're spending on this. Let's just say we're in Galactic Star Cruiser territory.
Yeah,
but-
you've got a Disneyland trip involved in there too.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
sure that's
true.
a considerable
We're going to be
chunk
out
of
there
that.
for almost an entire week. I think like 6 nights total. Plus, we got to board one of our puppers when we're gone, so it just kind of adds up. But,
And this is not your first rodeo, though, is it?
this is my second rodeo, as a matter of fact. Still a small amount of rodeos,
Still
but
small.
not my first one.
And I'm sorry to hear to Mark Hamill. Unfortunately, you won't be there this time, right?
Yeah.
So-
So it's weird. I have a personal foible about like meeting heroes. If you remember that episode of
as I'm-
Community.
I was going to say, I'm looking around your studio here, and I'm seeing quite a few autographed pictures of
Okay,
Adam
so
Savage. And
I've got 2. One is Garrett Wang from Star Trek, just because I listened to his podcast, and I literally ran into him in his booth at the 55-year mission that they had here in town for Star Trek. And he was just such a nice guy that I was actually able to muster the, hey, can you sign this? You know, he's like, it's $50. I'm like, okay, still. And then the other one actually Holly got me, and that's the Mr. Savage one. But I think I'd like to start collecting more of those. Mark Hamill would be a good one, but alas, he will not be there.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
and for all of you listening, if you'd like to go to Celebration,
Oh, yeah.
Asmodee is actually looking for people to demonstrate their games. So, if you're...
Did they say which ones? Is it going to be Legion and X-Wing, I'm assuming?
So, yes, they actually listed all the games and from all their studios that are
both
going to
of
be
them?
listed.
Oh.
So, it's actually...
Smuggler's Run.
Well, let's get to the list here.
Okay. I wanted to guess. I was keen to guess. No, go ahead.
So if you'd like to, they actually posted a link on all their socials of a place to sign up for it. And when you click that link, it actually lists all the games they'll be demoing.
Nice.
So from the Z-Man game side of things, all of their kind of, reskin, Star Wars reskins, Spot It, Mandalorian, Jabba's Palace Love Letter. That's
That's going to be just amazing.
Star Wars Unlock, which actually I've been eyeballing.
Oh, you like the little escape room
kind
board,
of thing,
board game things? That's cool.
Story Cube Star Wars, which I didn't
with
know
that.
anything about. So after I saw that, I googled it. It's actually dice with Star Wars icons and characters on them, and the whole point of the game is you roll it and then you make a story out of.
That sounds
what rolls.
familiar.
Well, because it's a
Perhaps
reskin of their.
playing it would be part of our destiny.
Not quite with cards. No.
Okay.
So it's got like icons of like Luke and Leia and Yoda and a lightsaber and an Imperial logo and a Stormtrooper, and so you roll the dice and you get a bunch of these logos, and you're supposed to go from die to die and make.
You guys
a
should
story
get
out of
on
it.
that. Get a free trip out to Celebration. If I hadn't already paid for my tickets and hotel already, I'd be kind of tempted.
And
So-
actually, they there's a payment, right? You get paid too.
Well, yes.
I think that's legally required now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no such thing as volunteers anymore.
So they will pay for your con badge all 4 days.
Okay.
You get a hotel room shared, and $16 an hour to do it. So
it's better than
it's
that.
not bad. I mean, you'll just be
And any
you'll be
travel
stuck.
expenses?
No,
I mean, that'll buy like a gallon of gas, right? You know?
to get
So
out
it's-
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be tempted if they're going to do any other stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like maybe Gen Con or Adepticon or something. I'd be tempted to throw my hat in the ring. But anyways.
the other games on here. Well, Story Cubes. I think that'd be interesting for some of the RPG crowd. You're like, what's, a DM who's kind of stuck on things to do. He just rolls the dice, and you're like, okay, so this is the
We'll
story
let
that happens there.
RNGesus decide.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, they will be showing off Outer Rim and the new expansion, Unfinished Business.
I'm excited for that. I'm hoping I can pick it up there.
And they also have demos and a King of the Hill style tournament for X-Wing, Legion, and this is the screwball, Imperial Assault.
Wow.
Back from
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to ask them some questions about that. I liked Imperial Side. I still want to play that campaign. We've had a couple of aborted efforts trying to get it going, but just never really caught on. Mm-hmm. Mostly because I think, I mean, we can. The problem was Jeff. If you remember Outrider Jeff, our buddy Jeff.
Well, the problem is
His name is Jeff. Yes. He had actually run that already, and then he sat down to run it for us and just absolutely obliterated us as the Empire. Like, he knew everything, and he was not pulling punches. So I was like, all right, well, never mind that.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Well, the other interesting thing that's not on this list, I'm sorry, Armada.
Oh man, it's funny. I clicked on the Twitter for the announcement, and it was just like 15 people. Nothing about Armada. Nothing about Armada. It was like they copy pasted it all the way down.
I'm don't have this for sure, but I'm assuming this is the excuse. Is space probably? Because Legion you can do on a 3x3, X-Wings on a 3x3. Yeah. Can you really demo Armada on a 3x3, or do you need the full 6x3?
I mean, also they said they're not developing any new products.
But then they came out with that print and play.
Yeah,
expansion.
So I mean, that's fair. I think they're trying to keep the focus on the lines that are adding new things like Imperial Assault.
That one was really weird. I'm like, really?
I mean, maybe that was a copy paste error from the previous one.
True.
But anyways, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to try to take notes and score any kind of swag they have out there. But
take lots of pictures too.
Yeah, I'll take. I'll be sending them straight over to Dan, which is what I usually do, and then he posts us up over on our socials and all that kind of stuff. I'll be putting them on my Twitter account. They'll be going up on our Facebook page, all that kind of stuff, and in the Discord, of course.
And of course, when you return from that, I'm sure we'll have probably a whole episode dedicated to.
Yeah, I'll probably grab some of my mics and see if I can get a little impromptu interview like I did last time, where my hardware failed, my batteries ran out. These things are energy starved apparently, but so I always keep them plugged in.
Yeah, but then after Celebration, 271 days from now, we have LVO.
Yes.
Yep, that's the thing. You know what else is the thing?
What is the thing?
In like 4 or 5 more days, Strange New Worlds comes out. I know it's not Star Wars, but I like Star Trek too, and I like Anson Mount, so I'm excited for that. You stop it! Don't you rain on my parade.
It's not that I'm because I do love Star Trek. It's just the new Trek, but this is a whole nother debate for a whole other podcast.
Oh, already poo-pooing it without giving it a chance. I see. I will not have it poo-pooed.
So are you a fan of like Picard?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it.
Alex Kurtzman has been poo-pooing on the entire thing. But anyway, that's a whole nother.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother.
Yeah. You keep that to yourself, buddy. All right. Any other actual Star Wars news there?
I'm sure there was, but it all got drowned out by all the Celebration announcements.
Yeah, probably. Well, we had the new articles dropping that we're going to be talking about in the B segment here.
Hey.
We've also gotten some games in. We've got a Cantina event coming up here soon.
Yep. We have also a local new tournament coming up.
An actual tournament?
A narrative coming up.
Oh, okay. Narrative event. Sweet. Well, what do we know about that?
It's the... How do you pronounce it? The Dionysus.
The Dianoga.
The
Dianoga kit.
Yeah. So we've been talking with our local friendly local game store management team, and they've got the Dianoga kit on order for us.
Good.
Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to arrive in time for our next Cantina event, but most likely the one after that. But yeah, we're going to try and build an event around that, or some sort of tiered thing.
Or we're going to have a Dianoga costume contest?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sweet. I'll just clad myself in trash.
Most
more than
wins.
usual.
Yes.
Just go into your closet and just pull the first thing out. There you go.
Yep. And just have like a sock with a periscope on it.
I don't want to hear what happens in the bedroom, all right?
Hey, you watch it or you're going to get the tentacles.
I've seen enough. Never mind.
Let's sail on past that one. So that's coming up. Like I said, we all got some games in this last week. Outrider Dan, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, well, I played
Outsider Dan.
Well, this is good. Okay, so we can knock this out in one.
Yeah. So since our skirmish league ended, everyone's been like, oh, let's go back to 800, and I'm like, I really didn't have any inspiration of our 800 lists.
Yeah.
So I straight up copied Luke Cook's Adepticon list.
How was that?
Actually,
I
combined my new love with one of my old loves of the game, and actually I'm loving the hell out of this list. I mean, I've been saying from day one how Iden is my brew.
Yep.
So Iden Inferno and 2 ISF squads combined with 3 speeder bikes, which way back in the early days of Legion was also my jam. So I'm relearning to love how the speeder bikes are going.
I love the speeder bikes.
And I will say, facing down 3 speeder bikes, coming screaming at you, it can be a little terrifying when you get the double rainbow coming at you.
Okay. So what did you play? You had another Luke Cook list? Or...
I actually went with a no support, no heavy list to mix it up. It's all, trooper units. I pulled out Han, Lando, and Chewie.
Londo, is this from Babylon 5?
Yeah, Lando. And then 2 of the shooty Wookiees. One with the bowcaster, one with the long gun, and just trying to mix it up a little bit, trying different things. But it was just
how was your roof Wookiees?
You know what? I was never a fan of the original range 2 Wookiees, but then they came out with the range 3.
You like the shooters?
I like them just because now they have the health that they can take the hits, but they can shoot someone without having to literally like spend 1 or 2 moves to dive into there and lose half their health.
Yeah.
You know? So.
If you're lucky.
Right.
So unfortunately, the terrain we were on was not conducive to climbing on with the Wookiees and shooting from the roofs. So there were no roof Wookiees in this particular.
Were you playing? Which table were you guys playing on?
We were playing on we rolled out since we were the last group to set up on the event. We actually had a good turnout for our normal.
We had 6+ players.
Yeah. In fact, we were starting to encroach on the D&D players who were taking a table in the back there.
They shouldn't have been there on that. That's Star Wars night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we rolled out the last mat that was available was a kind of a lava mat, and we just threw some random buildings on there.
There you go.
There was
village and some random stones and like whatever.
Yeah, and they were all like pointy roofed, peaked, little like cottage type houses that were left over from some of the.
Okay, yeah.
Since most of the Star Wars terrain was in use at that time, but that's fine. I mean, it worked. It was functional.
Yeah.
And
Nobody brought their home kits.
No, I didn't. No, I was coming straight from work, so I didn't have the opportunity.
Events.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was fun. We ended up playing Disarray, Evaporators, and
Supply Drop.
Yeah,
love Supply Drop.
That's a fun one, yeah.
So of course, being
everybody loves loot crates,
Yep.
right? Especially EA.
Oh, yeah. So of course, with all my infiltrate units, I drop them on the VAPs and the supply crates because when you play supply crates and VAPs, they usually end up being deployed literally right next to each other 99% of the time.
Yep. But yeah, I tried I guess a gambit on this one. We had 3 VAPs kind of on one side, and then for my last one, I put it kind of out in the middle, kind of in a no man's zone, kind of being like a decoy one. And then he infiltrates right on it, naturally, with the little supply drop. And it's like, all right, this is going according to plan. This is awesome. So I drop 3 units that are literally just going to frickin' round 1 blow into this one unit. What unit was it?
It was just a standard ISF unit.
Just a standard ISF unit. It's like, I got 1 set of Wookiees, 2 expanded DLT Rebel Troopers, all within range 3, ready to blow him out.
Mm-hmm.
And every dice roll, it was, what was it? You rolled, did a bunch of hits.
I did 7 hits, and then 1 damage.
Yep. So one guy off. One guy off.
One guy off. And unfortunately then, by round 2, his squad of speeder bikes come tearing in and demolish my units. So then, unfortunately, I lost that evaporator, and I think at that point that was the game.
I've fallen into that trap before, trying to take those special forces guys off and just committing way too much, and then everything else just spirals out of control. But sometimes dice are dice.
Yeah, it was a lot of lucky rolls, I will admit.
So
there was some your white defense dice.
Oh my god, I was on Surge City. I swear to God, man.
It helps with Wookiees.
Oh yeah, so much, right? Like, God, wasn't that one roll? I think I rolled like 6 dice. I had like 4 or 5 surges, and I was like, "That's amazing amount of nothing."
Yeah, behold,
I was like,
the fields where I grow my surges, and know that they are barren.
all those uncanny luck rolls. Were also
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it was a good scoundrels list. It had strong fundamentals, but it was fun.
I relate too much on just a single strategy, and if that strategy failed, then I was like, well, now what?
Yeah.
So
because Inferno Squad basically took Han off the board after it took a couple rounds.
I think it was 4. I think it was
round
turn
4.
4.
Oh, wow. So who won?
Oh, so yeah. So we tied on VAPs.
Yeah, we actually went down. We went to points.
Dan.
But but unfortunately, I had been focusing so much on the other thing that he took out those 3 units. I just didn't have enough time to kill units.
Fair.
I think a couple more turns of my Wookiees.
A couple more, yeah.
But
if we only had an 8-turn game.
Yeah, right.
But no, it was fun. Like I said, that was my second game with the Luke Cook speeder bike ISF list, and I enjoyed it immensely. So I'm liking this list. I might make a few little tweaks, mainly to the battle deck, but otherwise it's very fun.
Sounds like this Luke Cook guy might know what he's doing.
Maybe.
Yeah, actually, was it? You didn't actually want sabotage in your
because when we laid out the battle card array, I'm like, why is Evaporators in this deck? There's 5, so it's 11 units. 5 of them don't have thumbs. 5 of them can't interact.
Yeah.
2 mortars and 3 bikes. So that's almost half the list that can't interact. Why is there VAPs?
I don't know.
So
Yeah.
I mean, ironically, boxes need thumbs as well, but I figured recover supplies, considering the infiltrate and the bikes can get up quick, would probably be slightly better
fair.
in that case. I want to tweak that out, but
Maybe the evaporators are there to draw in the enemies, so you know where they'll be going.
yeah, true.
Maybe.
Yeah. So you played.
I actually we got to head out to the Thursday nights. I usually can't make those, but I'm going to try to make an effort more to get some more practice games, because I've got my tickets for Lone Star Open, and my
nice.
my flight and my hotel is booked, and I need to get some practice in, but I have no idea what list I'm going to play. I almost pulled out my T-47 that I've been playing, but I decided to actually build this other list I've been toying with that includes some Wookiees, Op Luke, Rebel Officer, Sabine with Dark Saber, and then just a couple of Chud veterans troopers there. And I totally gave the game away in turn 0. So I was still programmed for T-47s. I was playing against Jeff, who was also Rebel on Rebel. And he had Sabine also, and he is a fantastic Sabine player, and that's kind of what I want to play him, is to pick his brain about how to play Sabine and all that kind of stuff.
How I am to Iden, he is to Sabine, so that's
yeah. But he had some Rebel veterans as well. I'm trying to Cassian and K2SL. Man, he just
he had them too.
Oh yeah. Those are like his 2 go-tos, is Sabine and Cassian.
That was like his A-list he was
bringing.
bringing.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. But we were doing, I'm trying to remember now. It was Fortified. It was Long March, which is okay if you're T-47, but if you're playing I was playing the melee-oriented Wooks, it was not so good. We were trying to control the pieces of terrain. That's what it was. But yeah, it was just a bunch of getting shot off the board, and I got to get in there with Luke and Sabine and tear things up, but I was just losing Wookiees left and right, and he was just he knows how to play them a little bit better.
He had the towers too.
FD
cannons. The FD cannons. That's right.
He had two FD cannons, right?
God, they were just like right next to each other. It was like I played exactly into what he wanted with that Long March.
So I remember glancing over the table and seeing these on 2 roofs right next to each other.
Yeah. It was horrifying.
It wasn't roof Wookiees. It was roof FD.
Roof cannons. But it was a really fun game still, even though it was mostly just me taking models off the table. We went to about turn 5, and then I was down to Luke and Sabine on the table. So I was like, good game. Let's call it there. And then we went and we did a little bit of kind of list doctoring and looking at some options I can take, because he's got a really good setup with his Rebel Officer feeding Sabine dodges, and it makes a big difference. I was like, okay, I need to, if I'm going to keep playing this list, which
situational awareness.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, this seems like it would be a lot of fun, but I keep looking at Shadow Collective too. It's like, I wish we would just at least get more information so I know whether I must play it or I just want to play it, kind of thing.
Question though.
Yeah.
Did you get to pull off explosions?
No, I didn't even bring explosions. So yeah, that's how bad a Sabine player I am. I got to see him do it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. He took off 2 units like immediately right there. Took off a Rebel veterans and finished off a Wookiee unit. So I was like, okay, I need to play that. So and again, it was mostly an information finding mission.
So when was LSO again?
That's going to be in July.
July? Okay, so it'll be after Shadow Collective.
Yeah, I wonder how many. How
they're
quickly
scheduled for
things.
June, but delays.
Things happen.
It's on a boat.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's FFG's excuse.
I'm on
not
a boat.
AMG's.
Yeah.
It's on a boat.
But it was a lot of fun. I definitely learned a lot. I'll probably continue with that list and just tweak it a little bit. I think I'm going to drop Sabine, though, and bring in another unit of Wookiees with the, like you did with the long gun, the shooter Wooks. I still
You were doing long gun mainly because of points, right? Because the Bowcaster is just straight up better.
It's actually it's a difference, right? Because there's the long gun gives you that range 4. So actually, I like having the diversity of being one unit that can shoot someone a little bit further, or doing a split fire, and that because it's a suppressive weapon. So people are like, yeah, it's cheaper, but I like range 4. You know, especially for a rebel.
Yeah, I misspoke. It's all going to be bowcasters for me. So,
I mean, that's just the conventional wisdom is bowcasters. So
Yeah.
I know it's interesting.
Pierces
No,
are
no,
pierces.
it's interesting to hear an argument for it.
Yeah. I mean, and you've had a lot of success with your rebel playing, so definitely something I'll tuck in the back of my mind. But anyways, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to talk about all those delicious article leaks. Well, they're not leaks. They're just articles that have come out from AMG. We'll see you soon. Hey guys, Matt here to tell you about our friends over at 6UP Supply. If you're like me and don't have access to your own 3D printers, 6UP Supply has you covered with a whole suite of printing services to bring those awesome files to life. The Outriders are proud to be partnered with 6UP, and you could find special themed terrain, gear, and tokens with a big discount for Patreon members in the Outrider Central section of the website. And that's not all. You can also get terrain bases, game supplies, tools, LED kits, and more. Stuff is being added all the time. So stop by the number 6upsupply.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER to save 10% on your next order, and let them help you up your game.
You are receiving the Legion Outriders podcast. Ending the transmission now would be most unfortunate. And now, the Outriders.
Welcome back, Outriders. Matt, Dan, and also Dan. Still back with
All
you.
the Dans.
All the Dans.
All Dans all the time.
Only Dans? No.
Double D.
Are we starting new OnlyFans page without John here?
Yes.
Is that what's going
Well,
on?
since
Gun
long-
Wookiees being
yeah.
shut down?
Yeah.
Okay. So shout it from the rooftops. Get an Ewok and do a little dance and a jig and bang on some Imperial helmets as a drum set, because we are getting articles from AMG. It's been so long. Dan, do you have a countdown from the last time?
I should have gotten one.
Yeah.
Dang it. But yes, no, when it was posted on Facebook, I was the first comment. It was literally the Robin Williams Jumanji gif of, what year is this?
Which maybe not the welcoming reception they were looking for, but no, we've got a whole series of articles that are coming out.
Surprised to be sure.
Yeah.
But a pleasant.
But a welcome one, yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's supposed to be coming out for the next Tuesdays. These are written by our good friend, BFF of the show, LJ Pena, so he has been doing a lot of work. I know.
The one that got away.
Yeah, the one that... We'll catch him again, don't worry. He's easy to bait out, but anyways. It sounds like there's going to be a whole series for the probably the next couple of weeks as we're getting through the Shadow Sun...
Yeah.
Black Sun, Shadow Syndicate, stuff. So Tuesdays have become kind of like mini Christmas for me.
Yes.
I'm very excited. But we do have more information on the Black Sun Enforcers and Pike Syndicate Foot Soldiers. The first article was the Black Sun Enforcers. Mr. Arrecco, Outsider Dan.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us what these guys are doing?
Well, these guys are coming straight from the outer world. They have some neat features to them. Their cost is actually pretty decent at 48.
Yep.
For 4 units here, they have Dauntless, Independent, Aim 1. That's a fun new keyword that's coming out, and actually. You talk about that a little bit more, but and then also Precise 1, and of course Self-Preservation. They roll red defense dice, which is always a good thing.
Really sweet, yeah.
And they're range 1 to 2 with black and white dice, and close quarters for red.
Yeah,
so they can actually
melee.
beat some blood there, right
Yeah,
there.
so-
These are the enforcers that we're gonna bend your knees, old man, and then they start kicking you while you're down.
Yeah. So between this and the Pike Whips, I don't think melee people want to run into Shadow Collective units
In a dark
all that
alley or
much.
otherwise.
Yeah. Because I could see a Jedi wanting to run into a full squad of these guys and then just getting pummeled back.
I mean, their one downside is there is no surge to anything, but still with red dice, you're melee. They're gonna do damage.
They're kind of beefy fleets, or kind of analogous to B2s a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Sure.
There we go. Yeah.
But they can upgrade. They've got a couple of personnel upgrades. They got a gear upgrade. They can take a grenade, so that's pretty nice. As you said, the independent keyword is, I think, what makes these guys really special. Well, I mean, the entire package makes them special, but being able to bring in units like these that you don't need to keep fed with tokens. We've seen lots of stuff like Rebel Veterans. You want to feed them tokens to get them dodges, that kind of thing. So you get bonuses, you get prizes for just ignoring these guys. They're like, we know our job, we can go do these things. So that I really, really like that as an alternative.
I think it's a great game mechanic overall that they added into the game, actually.
Yeah.
Where, there's always so much focus on order tokens to do something. So they like sneak it in as an extra game thing that already exists there. And you're just like adding extra features to the game for these other units. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, and they've got a built-in weakness that I think is very fluffy and very good for these guys with the self-preservation, so they can be panicked because they don't get to use courage values of their leaders that aren't part of their same faction, which is why there's some upgrades that are available to make them a little bit, but then again, of course, you're boosting up the costs there. What do we know, Outrider Dan, about some of the upgrade options?
So the extra personnel that you can add to it, a normal guy for 11, like any other personnel, but he has one interesting new feature, and I'm loving this feature because it's also on another upgrade
There's some
card.
really good ones, yeah.
Is the Cash Dodge 1.
Cachet?
Cachet, yes.
No, it's Cash.
Cash, during setup, place 1 dodge token on this card. You can spend tokens on this card. So it's basically they have this little pocket dodge.
Yeah.
And they can just whip out at any time.
And even if that
Excuse me while I whip this out.
and even if that unit dies, that token stays with the unit.
Well, even if that particular
Particular
mini,
one, the particular mini
mini
dies.
Yeah.
So yeah, between that and the independent aim 1, so if they don't get a token, they got an aim. So they've literally just got an aim and a dodge most rounds, which is great. Ties in with the precise 1. And then on top of that, you can make, instead of a personnel guy, you can add a Black Sun Vigo, which is kind of like an officer.
Yep.
Increases the courage by 1, which will be great for both Dauntless and the self-preservation. But also gains independent surge 1. And it has been confirmed on one of the streams that independent does stack. So unlike coordinate,
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
where coordinate you can only choose one target. In this case, independent, you get both the aim and the surge. So there's gonna be little token batteries as well.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Now, because you are ignoring them, you're not going to be able to do as much with them with order control. And also, if they happen to be one of your last units left on the board, it might get a little bit dicey, trying to get your orders out there the way you want to. But,
And we didn't mention this. They will
Rules and
be
roundabouts.
usable as mercenaries in both Imperial and Separatist forces.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So just those 2 armies can use them as mercenary right now. Until we get some sort of other battle forces that can use them. But yeah, so I can see in Empire, there'll be a great close range unit, kind of a slightly more expensive but beefier snow troopers, or kind of a fleet trooper analogy.
Yeah,
which would be great.
Yeah,
so if
yeah.
you can put them in a vehicle and drop them off, or
Get them in close.
Yeah. So
I would definitely, if I was playing Empire like I was back in the day with like the double ATST Veers list, that would be perfect because then I could feed tokens to ATSTs and then these guys can go do their thing.
yeah, because they're generating their own tokens.
Yeah, exactly. I think that sounds about perfect. We also speculated as to the nature of the Magdet.
Oh yeah, so for the heavy
Enforcer
weapons
in the last episode, and then 2 days later we found out we were very, very wrong.
Well, I mean, we're kind of right. We knew it would be a grenade guy.
Okay, yes. We got that much.
But it is, let me pull it up here. Let's see, the scattergun. I mean, we all knew what the scattergun was. It was
Right.
2 red. It's basically a copy of the Fleet Trooper scattergun.
It's the same manufacturer, just selling arms to everybody throughout the galaxy.
But the Magnet Enforcer, 3 black, range 1, blast, impact 3. So basically, this guy just throws 3 impact grenades at the same time.
Yeah.
Kaboom!
Kaboom, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just like Sabine.
Yes, I mean,
Between the break, he was giving me so much crap for not taking that explosives card.
God, it's like the best card.
I was
It's
feeding
just so much
Luke.
fun to play.
Okay, now I know.
Tick, tick, boom.
I was playing Luke mostly, and then she was there for dark sabers and mobility. But anyways,
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's cheap. He's 14 points, but back down to range 1. I know these guys want to be close at range 2.
yeah,
but
that's
a little.
That's a big ask.
Yeah. Whereas, I mean, Pierce's is so good.
Yeah.
Pierce
Yeah.
is so good. So
Yeah.
It's also double the points, 28 versus 14, but I think
yeah,
I'd still
but I mean,
go Scattergun.
okay.
Pierce is arguably the best keyword in the game. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do some math here. Let's see, the Vigo and the Scattergun plus the main unit. So that's 6 guys.
32 plus 48, that's
It's like
81?
high 80s, low 90s. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think it's about 81.
But I mean, 5 black, 5 white, 2 red, Pierce 1, range 2. That's a hell of a dice pool. Especially if you can get that
as long
surge
as you're
token.
bringing an independent surge, right, and
Yeah.
an aim.
Yeah.
So
and with
right.
precise 1, I mean, that's a spicy dice pool.
Yeah. They're pretty beefy for basic troops. They are
that's-
limited by that range
That's
too.
pretty
but
close
still.
to the B2 HA dice pool. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like it. Definitely excited to play these guys. A little bit less excited. No, actually, I'm still excited for these guys. I want all the mercenaries to come out. But we've got the second article that was the Pike Syndicate Foot Soldiers.
Well, you're less excited because the pikes can work for all factions and the
Yeah.
Black Sun doesn't work for anything you currently
I
play.
know. Yeah, I'm a
that
little bit sad about that. I was like, oh, maybe we could do a Lando force or something with a bunch of mercenaries you brought in. And it's like, well,
hopefully-
as long as they're pikes, I guess.
Hopefully that Underworld Connections card will let you bend a little.
That
rules
would
there.
be interesting, yeah.
yeah.
But why don't you tell us about the Pike Syndicate Foot Soldiers? Read some cards for us there.
Oh, sure. Pike Syndicates, as kind of mentioned, these guys can go for all the factions, which is pretty nice.
They're up for it.
Their weak side, though, is they are white defense dice, which is kind of offset with a Danger Sense 2. They do get the bonus also of outmaneuver, the same self-preservation as the other guys, and in the flip of the Black Enforcers, these guys with the Independent get a dodge instead of an aim.
I mean, which ties into both the outmaneuver,
Right.
Yeah.
So just like with the other one,
getting precise for the
Getting
aim,
precise.
they get outmaneuver for the dodge. So.
Exactly. So, these guys are also range 3 with 1 black, which is nice. They have a baton to beat you with, with melee, but it's 2 white dice.
To like no surge too.
Give them the boots, medium style.
They're actually also a little bit cheaper. These guys are only 40 to start, and they do surge for defense, which is always good with white defense dice.
So-
Yeah, it gives them a little something.
Same
little.
price, better or worse than Rebel Soldiers.
I think they're cheaper. Same price. So they're 40
Same price.
points.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm saying definitely better because you have
Yeah.
just a danger sense too. Yeah, and you just get a little bit extra ability to survive. As a rebel player, I know those guys just want to die. So
For the cause! Same upgrades as the other guys. They get all the troops and gear and explosives, grenades, all that stuff. Interesting models, too. I mean...
Yeah, they
I
want
think they're
more.
good.
They want
Yeah.
more Clone Wars style than. Well, of course, Book of Boba Fett wasn't out.
Yeah,
at that time,
and I
but-
kind of like that a little bit better. The Clone Wars style is pretty sweet.
I think they're gonna be fun to paint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially the capo with the little feathery things coming
Yeah,
off.
yeah. And just the Electro Whip soldier with the
Yeah, I think
so-
people
circling
are really
around.
excited for that. Yeah, so we got some very kind of like you said, some melee focused troops there. But I think we talked about the Electro Whip last time, but it's range melee to range 1
yeah.
with 2 red, which is nice for 10 points. Suppressive immobilize 1, kind of neat.
and for only 10 points for that
Yeah.
guy, which is actually really cheap.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
just to get an extra guy in there seems well worth the points.
yeah. So I mean, capo or one of the personnel plus this whip. I mean, again, you don't as a melee user you don't really want to run into this squad.
But me as a long person fan, I do like that P3M Disruptor Soldier for the range 1 to 4.
Did you just say you're a long person fan?
Long range.
Oh, okay.
Long range.
Wow,
You did
geez,
say long. You didn't say range. But
We'll edit that out.
Okay. No, we won't.
So that one definitely costs a little bit more, 24 points, but you do get impact 1 and then 1 red, 2 black, range 1 to 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of it's slightly better DLT.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper DLT. Which, yeah. 2 other upgrade cards that were released. One went in the article and one in a paint stream.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm loving this cash mechanic. Hopefully we'll have more things
Yeah.
that have cash on it. But prepared supplies, 5-point equipment upgrade, Cash Dodge 1. I'm thinking that this is going to be spammed on as many things as you can find points for. 5 points are a little high for a equipment upgrade, but I mean, anything with nimble. This is staple.
I mean, Rebel Troopers.
Yeah, because it's not restricted to these guys.
Yeah.
You can go.
Oh, Aiden's going to love this. I'm already pre-designing, finding 5 points to fit this on Aiden.
Wow. Yeah. I'm just my mind is just swirling with the possibilities of all these caches and then the vigilance and all that kind of stuff.
So the other thing we got on the paint stream, we got flashed a card of Sonic Imploders.
Yay.
So
Through the wonders of the internet.
Yes, yeah.
Freeze, enhance.
From Battlefront 2, of course, it's the classic bong sound. But this is a grenade. It's also 5 points. It is range 1, like all grenades, 1 black dice, like most grenades. Suppressive. So it's a suppressive grenade, which honestly I don't see a lot of space for.
Is there ever a need for grenades?
I don't know. I'm not.
There's arguments on flame or snows, but
Yeah.
outside of that, I was hoping that the Magdet would bring some new facet to grenades that would make them more viable and bring right now. But right now,
Yeah, like
grenades
something
are
like
not
a
in it.
launcher that launches.
That's tough because the effects on the grenades can be really, really good, and the limiting factor is the range, obviously. Maybe we can send them to some fantasy baseball summer camp
That's
and
what
just work on
get some pictures in there.
get out there with Oral Hershiser, the galactic smuggler, and or bring a grenade launcher. I don't know.
So yeah,
But 5 points suppressive. I mean, that's cool. I guess.
Sure.
so I mean,
don't know.
Whatever.
honestly, it's following the trend of keyword grenade.
Yeah.
1 black keyword. Yeah.
A card I'll never see at any of my lists.
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
It's interesting. On the art, they have a scout trooper, and I can't even think of putting them as on scout troopers.
It's just a cool piece of art. I
Yeah,
think.
it is a cool piece of art. So yeah, I mean, I've got my full pre-order in for Shadow Collective. I've decided I'm going deep on this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're getting
okay.
3 boxes.
I got 3 boxes.
Wow.
Got
I've got
the
2.
Saxon
Yeah.
and the card pack 2.
Yeah, I need to get those ordered as well. I forgot about those. Yeah, but so you think you're going to go do the Force list, or you have some augmentees in mind for Empire right now with these guys?
Por qué no los dos?
Okay, all right. I mean, seriously, yeah. I feel like it's going to be a lot of just kind of throwing them on the table, see how they do, tinkering with it from there.
Oh yeah, because I think honestly, I'm thinking the pikes are going to be way more flexible. Not only because they can go in every, but the lower cost and just the weird facets they bring of having a core unit that is, good for anti-melee, which we don't have in the game right now.
Yeah. No, I get the same vibes, kind
yeah.
of like you were saying earlier with the battle droids, kind of like a B1, B2 mixture that I like to do. I've got more of the Pike Syndicate as the B1s because they're a little bit cheaper, and then 1 or 2 units of the Enforcers to spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, we really need the Force org chart for Shadow Collective. That will
Yeah.
really determine on how many is best to buy. I have a feeling we're not going to get that till very late in the game, though. But yeah, I'm very excited. Like I said, I'm all in on this. It'll be my second faction. So
Okay, Daniel Strikes Back.
Yeah.
yes,
What are you going to be getting into any of these guys?
Well, the only one right now I could get into would be the Pikes, and
Because you're just staying with Rebels.
I'm
Like,
a terrorist.
You're Johnny Reb.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it. I'm only a terrorist. I'm really holding on to see what the next release is. With the Super Commando Mandalorians.
yeah. But unfortunately, everything we have information-wise is they are going to be Shadow Collective only.
The
icons on the
Mandalorians.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because both the separate boxes for the Black Sun and Pikes have the logos for all the factions they can go into, all them, and the Mandalorian Super Commandos.
Maybe
just have a
you'll
mercenary
get some
logo.
upgrade cards that are Mandalorian only, and you can put them on the
That would be
Rebel
cool.
Mandos.
But the Rebel Bandos still need their health upgrade, though. They need to get.
Do they?
Yes,
Do
they do.
Yeah,
We had
Yes,
this
they
argument
do.
during our game. I remember of you're like,
I keep wanting to play them,
Yeah.
but I keep
They
getting
just-
talked out of it.
Mandalorian Resistance needs 2 health.
Yep.
And then I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I mean, then either ISF or Death
Yes.
Troopers would need 2 health.
They do
Really?
too.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so slippery slope. Maybe
Yeah.
some little tweaks with some upgrade cards or something would
I mean,
help out.
cash dodge, because don't they have nimble?
Yes.
So cash
There you
dodge,
go.
boom. The 5-point upgrade, you got a
Yeah, but look at the Magna
extra
Guards.
health.
Look at the Magna Guards.
Okay,
I mean,
you look.
that-
No, you look at them. Yes.
No, yes, well, I'm sure that when this comes out, they're going to need to do a new RRG to get all of these new keywords in the RRG.
Right.
I'm sure we'll get a points upgrade that'll kind of
yeah.
tweak things. So
When was the last one? It feels like it was not that long ago, but I guess it's been a little bit of time.
yeah, because it's been God. Now I'm gonna have to look that up again.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
okay.
it's been a while.
What kind of timekeeper are you? But yeah, there's going to be some interesting options. Of course, we're going to be getting more information on the other stuff that's coming in that Shadow Collective box, and eventually, all those reworks for the mercenary units, the Bobas and the Bosks, and all that kind of stuff
because
too.
we haven't
so-
even seen those previews yet either. Oh man,
man.
there are so many potential topics for articles they can have.
It's a beautiful time for news to be coming out about this stuff because we know it's on the horizon, but we just don't know the details yet.
And
So,
LJ, how many keyboards have you gone through? Typing all this stuff up?
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be sitting there at with my phone out or at the keyboard on Tuesday morning, just like, come on,
F5,
come on,
F5,
come on, yeah.
refresh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Any last thoughts on these guys?
core sets are the best value. I'm going to be preaching that till the end of
they
time.
seriously are. Yeah. I didn't even realize till you actually broke it out on the previous episode. And yeah, absolutely. I'm converted and a believer. You should buy some anyways.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
gonna happen.
Good. I'm glad you're giving it
And
the
of course,
amount.
and you can use
Yeah.
the AA. Well, speaking of which, I need to buy an AA5 as well. Since,
Oh, do you?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I need to actually build mine finally. What?
Nothing.
No. I'm not selling you my X34 either.
I just need a Shriv. That's all.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. The one of the biggest reasons to get the box is
Yep.
for Shriv. But anyways, thank you everybody for joining us this episode. Remember, if you have any news, questions, or feedback, you can email us at legionoutriders@gmail.com. Stop by our Facebook page, Facebook/Legion Outriders. Or you can find us out in the world. Outrider Dan, where can they find you?
Well, it's either Outrider Dan or DanTech on Discord. Also hanging out in your streams.
Thank you. Yes, you can find that at twitch.tv/captain_archer or on Twitter at GRN_archer. Mr. Arrecco, where can people find you should they want to say, hey, you were right about that explosives card?
Usually in IRL. Also,
So track you down
track
and
me down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
star.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
on Facebook, or I'm also on Discord under Calarius. So
Was that with the C or a K?
yeah, that's with the K actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was curious. Anyways, that didn't work. Anyways, thank you for joining us. It was really
was a
great
pleasure.
having you on here. Otherwise, we will catch you next time, Outriders. Have a good one.
This concludes the current episode of the Legion Outriders podcast. You may cultivate a tactical advantage by observing the Outriders on Facebook or Twitter at Legion Outriders. Wisdom advocates subscribing to the podcast. Acting otherwise is reckless.